So, hello, Steve. So, I decided that I would, um, I'm much better at talking about um, ideas than both, a little bit of both, writing them down. But the two campaigns that I picked, which was interesting because I think it somehow became a discussion on the discussion board, was the Dove campaign. Um, and then as a successful campaign. I do not use Dove, nor have I ever used Dove on a regular basis, but it's been real interesting as a woman and as a feminist and actually writing a play about positive body image and seeing, from my generation anyway, the damage that has been caused by a lot of the media's attention to, women having to look a certain way if they don't, somehow you're not beautiful or whatever, with eating disorders and all kinds of other things. So so anyway, I really saw that as an example of a really successful campaign because it's gone completely viral. It's gotten out to a lot of women. It's really touched a lot of women. And I think it's interesting that they gear it towards women too, because I think that men also deal with a lot of these issues. I have a gay son. In my play, we dealt with that as well. I know that he obsesses, just like sometimes women do, about things that aren't necessarily healthy. And I think that in the whole community, whether it's with women, with men, or whoever, that we need to love and accept ourselves. And I think Dove is really sort of getting on that bandwagon. Um, so getting on that, using that whole psyche of people getting, feeling good and positive about themselves, I think in an odd way, a campaign that went completely wrong, and it probably wasn't maybe a good campaign, but it definitely was a good example of the opposite of that, and that is the Onion. When they ran that tweet about that little girl who had been nominated for an Academy Award. I was one of the people who unliked them then. Right after that happened, I unliked them on my Facebook page. I normally don't do that. The Onion has been a really funny, I've always laughed at everything that they've done, but I thought that that really was really over the top, and I didn't quite understand like why they thought that would be funny, why they thought making that kind of a rude comment about a 6-year-old, I think a 9-year-old girl, African American girl who's been nominated for an Academy Award. I didn't get the joke. I didn't get why it was funny. So in a way, it was a tweet that went out that was devastating, and I think they lost a lot of supporters. I think they lost a lot immediately, almost instantaneously lost people who just did. I didn't want them coming up, and I wanted to send them a message, about how I personally felt about that. I have never reliked them. I get their stuff occasionally and read it, but I was really, really disillusioned with them as an organization. Now, I don't know how you can compare the Dove campaign, which is a really well thought out, strategy, to something that just kind of got tweeted out like that. But it's a really good example of maybe they should have had some kind of a better thought out campaign of what you should tweet out and what you shouldn't. So it was a really good example of how something can go really bad really fast. So those were the two that I picked. I know the Dove campaign is not really creative. It seems like that's a very successful campaign. I've read a lot about it on the internet. So anyway, other than that, thanks for this class. It's absolutely wonderful. I think I'm going to put this on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and I think from now on, other than the written paper, I think what I'll do is just do these videos. I'm actually going to meet with my granddaughter, who does a much better job at producing these videos and then downloading them on Facebook. So anyway, thanks. Bye.